On today's Korea 4.0, we take a look at Korean company that uses localized technology to manufacture technical textile, which was heavily dependent on foreign imports. Let's take a look. We have seen much efforts by companies and institutions that localize the technology of industrial textile. We hope to see the new growth in the industry of industrial textile that will lead Korea's future economy. That brings us to the end of this week's edition of Korea 4.0. See you next time. Hello, welcome to Korea 4.0. I'm your host, Saemi. The COVID-19 was first identified in Wuhan, Hubei province in China, and it has become a worldwide outbreak. And global leaders are working together to come up with countermeasures. So then, what's the situation like in Korea? On today's Korea 4.0, we sit down with some experts to discuss the quarantine situation here in Korea. We take a look at Korean companies that turn crisis into new opportunities. Hello, welcome to Korea 4.0. I'm your host, Saemi. Artificial intelligence is no longer a fantasy or something of the future. Now, many countries like the US, China, as well as diverse companies are giving their all into securing the AI technology. So on today's Korea 4.0, we take a closer look at Korea's present status on AI and what kind of measures and strategies we need to take. Hello, welcome to Korea 4.0. I'm your host, Saemi. The coronavirus, also known as the COVID-19, was declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization. The global markets were thrown into turmoil, and there are rising concerns about the global economy. So in today's Korea 4.0, we take a closer look at the current economic situation in and outside of Korea and see what kind of measures we need in order to overcome this crisis. For today's discussion, I'm pleased to welcome the panel of three of our economic experts, Mr. Bruce Han, Ms. Vivian Jung, and Mr. Ken Lee. Welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start out with this question. Pundits say that the global financial crisis comes once every decade. And in 1997, there was the Asian financial crisis. And following that, of course, there was the 2008 financial crisis. And now it's been 12 years since then. And many are concerned that the probability of the global financial crisis, the next financial crisis, may come soon. So what are your thoughts on this?
One thing that I would like to point out from
Let's take a closer look at the current economic situation. When you look at the markets right now, as soon as the WHO declared COVID-19 as pandemic, the markets responded, and we saw global markets just plunge, and not only global markets, but also Korean market as well. So many people are concerned that this will. So thank you so much for sharing your insights today, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Until now, we have visited many different companies and dealt with a wide range of economic issues on our program. I'm sad to say today is the last episode of Korea 4.0, but I want to take this opportunity to say sincere thank you to all of our viewers from all around the world who showed much support and love to our program. Well, I hope to see you soon in another program. And for now, that is it for today's Korea 4.0. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and goodbye. 일단 오늘 장을 두고 외신들의 평가 중에서 가장 중요한 것은 지난 11년간 이어졌던 뉴욕 증시의 강세장에 대해서 이제는 베어마켓에 들어가는 것이 아닌가, 이에 대한 평가가 오늘 장 가장 주요 포인트가 될 것 같습니다. 네, 이렇게 유럽 주요국 증시와 뉴욕 증시 상황 먼저 점검을 해드렸는데요. 보다 빠르게 좀 도움 말씀을 들어봐야 될 것 같습니다. 초점이 맞춰지는 것 같은데 이에 대해서는 좀 어떻게 보십니까? Well, Dr. Wang, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to our show. Well, it is nearly the end of the year 2019, and how would you summarize the global market for the year 2019?
Well, if you think about 2019, right?
So as you said, we sort of have to go along with these, global market uncertainties that are unavoidable for the year 2020. So what do you think is going to be the probability of a global recession? I mean, you said
You already said global recession is not going to be likely, 20, but
I would say, when you think
대상으로 자치경찰제에 관한 온라인 조사를 실시한 결과 응답자의 약 60%가 자치경찰제 전환을 찬성했습니다. 응답자의 49.7%가 국가경찰제도와 자치경찰제도를 이원화해 시행하는 것이 좋다는 의견을 내놓았고요. 또 완전한 자치경찰제로 전환하는 것이 좋겠다라는 의견이 9%에 달했습니다. 지금까지 자치경찰제 도입에 대한 서울시민 여론조사 결과를 살펴봤습니다.
예, 아우.
네, 불안했습니다. 오늘 뉴욕 증시 장 출발 때부터 10달러대까지 떨어졌었던 국제유가 낙폭을 키워가면서 결국 5월물 같은 경우는 역사상 처음으로 300% 넘게 하락하면서 마이너스대까지 떨어졌는데요. 짚고 가지 않을 수가 없을 것 같습니다. 박찬희께서 함께하도록 하죠.
있습니다.
네, 맞습니다. S&P 500 지수, 나스닥 지수, 특히 나스닥 지수의 낙폭이 가장 적었고요. 여전히 이제 기술주 중심으로는 강한 흐름이 조금 나왔다라는 점까지 특징적입니다. 까지 함께 들어봤습니다. 박찬희 캐스터 함께했습니다. 수고하셨습니다. 네, 현재 시장 상황을 어떻게 판단해야 될지 도움 말씀 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 코로나19로 인한 삶의 변화가 이제 글로벌 경제에 미칠 영향을 먼저 말씀해 주신다면서요.